Hello everyone, it's the amazing people of Glastonbury episode 11, and today I've got someone who probably should have been the first person on the list, Derek. Now, if you've ever visited Glastonbury, you probably know and love Derek like we all do. He is sort of the unofficial guardian of our town. He welcomes people, he takes care of people, and he just kind of keeps an eye on us all and makes sure we're all alright. So Derek, on behalf of all of Glastonbury, thank you. you were, I don't know if you know this story, but it was only my second ever trip to Glastonbury when I got off that bus and you helped me with my bags. And I felt so safe because it was my second trip. I've been dreaming of coming back, but I'd never travelled alone before, let alone with bags that big. And it was a real blessing to have your help that day. And I know so many people who have gone, oh Derek, he helped me out this way, and oh Derek, he helped me out that way. But you were saying earlier that you've grown up in Glastonbury.
I've grown up coming here, yeah. I've worked here. I even got engaged here and got married in Yeovil.
Oh wow.
So, yeah.
Tell me what, in your eyes, in your perspective, what is the biggest medicine of Glastonbury? Like, what is Glastonbury's magic to you?
The love of others. Without a doubt, I couldn't survive here if it wasn't for the love of other people and the kindness. Going to some of the shopkeepers, people on the street, and some of my regular people that just come up for that 5-minute chat, just to help them out.
Yeah.
For me, it's the way people help each other.
But you probably see this more than others as well, is like when people come off the bus or drive into Glastonbury for the first time and you see them sort of come to that realisation that they're in somewhere a bit different.
Rabbit in headlights, as I call them.
Yeah, yeah.
They walk into a magic that I can't explain. I can't, but it's magical. You can feel it. It's a beautiful energy here.
Their hearts kind of open up as well. They kind of go, oh, I can breathe in this town.
Yes, without a doubt.
And
that's what we're here for.
You've seen transformations take place.
Seen a lot of transformation.
You've seen me
myself,
transform.
I've seen you. In myself more than anyone. This place helped me kick my addictions. I love the place. I do leave it from time to time and go and get my forest healings, but I love the streets of Glastonbury.
Yeah. Derek, I've only recently heard about Rainbow, but tell me your experience of Rainbow. What is Rainbow?
Rainbow is a spiritual forest tribe. We believe in going back to nature and living as we once did as a nomadic tribe.
Yeah.
There is a rule of no alcohol, no drugs, and it's a clean site. Everybody eats together. They share healings together or help each other out. We do sing and dance
and pray together.
And we pray together.
That's beautiful.
And it's absolutely beautiful. It was my first time going, and I'm going to the next one, which is on now. But for me, it was like walking home.
It sounds amazing.
It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. For me,
people of all races and ages and places and
everything, and all they want to be is spiritual.
And it
in their own way.
It teaches you oneness, like real, proper, genuine oneness. It
teaches you how to work in a group. I had a couple of problems with things, and before you knew it, people come up with the answer for me.
Some water for the dog.
Thank you so much. So people, they seem to know. I had a problem with watching young girls running around naked, so they made me conquer that problem, because for me, I'm just seeing my daughter, and I don't want to see my daughter. So for me, it was feeling uncomfortable with people with thingy. That was cured because they just sat around me and made me feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And in the end, it's my own problem, it's not theirs, but they showed me that.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, and then there was other things I could help them with.
All sorts of healing takes place.
A lot of healings going on, and a lot of meditation tents, and if you felt anxiety about anything, you went and talked to somebody, and they had the time and the love and the energy to help you understand it.
Yeah. Derek, everyone that knows Derek also knows his beautiful boy over here, Mr. Milo,
Me.
the lion of the high street. and one of my favourite beings ever. But Derek, I've never asked you this, or if I have, I've forgotten. But how did you and Milo find each other?
Milo found me. Milo just met me one day, and let's just say he had a hard life, and let's just say he has an easy life now. Milo, he decided he wanted a journey. I don't own Milo. Glastonbury people feed him, and he is just like my shadow.
He is your shadow, but he's the most
He's
beautiful
my
boy.
guardian angel that come to me when I was at a really desperate time in life, and it was. I had a lot of horrible thoughts in my head, and then my little guardian come along and said, let's just go on a journey. And we've been on a journey ever since.
I did ask you this before, I think, but I don't think it's on this video. But if you look at Glastonbury as a mystery school, what have been the biggest lessons over the years that you've seen it reflecting back to others and yourself mainly? Is it
yourself.
discernment? Oh, okay, yeah.
Be yourself and be in your heart.
Yeah.
Stop your head. Doesn't work, but be in your heart and see the love, not the negativity. You can always point out negativity. People forget to look at that, the love, or why is that person negative?
Yeah.
Me and Milo have a rule that we go out the house or my caravan, and our rule is to make one person smile a day. It's worth getting out of bed.
Yes.
And if we're just feeling that we don't want to get up in the morning, we don't.
Yeah.
We sort our problems out,
Yeah.
and then when we come into town, we've got the energy and the smiles.
To make
share.
others smile. And Glastonbury does that. It teaches you to look out for everyone. Because
does.
it all comes back around, doesn't it?
I always look at it, you treat people how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
And if you treat them how you want to be treated, you can't go far wrong.
Yeah.
And we don't.
So, because a lot of people know about the big sacred sites of Glastonbury. There's Burial Hill, there's the Tor, there's the Well, there's the Abbey. But what about the lesser known sites? Like, what are your other favourite places to explore
I've got
around town?
a well that I know of, and I won't tell you where it is, but it's called Crystal Well, because all the water comes down and forms little crystals.
Is that the pink spring that people sometimes talk about?
No, this is
A secret. It's a secret, yeah.
grandmother showed me. And I've got a few places, trees, places I go to. Where I live, opposite where I live on the river, is where me and my father used to fish.
Oh, wow.
So when I look out my caravan window, I see me as a child with my father.
But it really is all about connecting with the land and finding your own spots for yourself, isn't it?
There's a lot around here that I go and see it and draw, and I don't see anyone else, but I've been going to them spots since I was a child.
Yeah.
There's a certain tree I go to, and I've got pictures of me so young by that tree, and my children,
Yeah.
they've got pictures of them by that tree.
That's beautiful. It's passing on the wisdom from each of the generations.
My children have been up here a lot of times, yes, and my son says here, come and live up here.
Oh, wow. Derek, you work with the runes as well.
Yes.
What's been your biggest lesson from the runes?
Oh,
Feel free to say if any of these questions are like
but for me it's runes spoke to me for 3 years before I picked them up. As soon as I picked them up and put them on the table, I should have picked them up years ago. They just seem to speak a language that is just so perfect for my head.
Yeah.
And I can ask them questions and I get such a definitive answer. I don't get a maybe answer, I get specific answers from them. And I'm like, okay, I can understand. And they help me guide myself where I'm meant to be.
Yeah.
I do use the tarot and I do use my pendulum.
But it's all just like you said earlier, it's all just tools to help you to
It's
tap
following
into
your
what you
heart.
already know. Yeah.
It's following the heart and not the head.
Yeah, it's all just tools to connect and to hear.
Yes. And it works for me.
Yeah.
It keeps me at peace. I like the peace side of life.
Yeah.
I've lived on, bounced around streets and cities and that for so many years. Glastonbury is one of the most peaceful places I've ever found on this island.
That's beautiful. Okay, Derek, last question. I've already taken up so much of your time, but the last one. If you could pass on a message to anyone watching this, no matter where in the world they are, whether they watch it tonight or if they watch it 10 years from now, if you could share a message and speak on behalf of all of Glastonbury, what would your message from the heart of Avalon be to everyone watching?
If you ever have a problem in life, the answer's not in your head, it's in your heart. Follow your heart. If everybody looks inside themselves to heal themselves and sort out all their problems, it'd be a better place to live. All our answers are in our heart, we just don't listen to it. Just follow it.
What happens when you don't know if it's your heart or your ego? How do you tell them apart? I'm just playing devil's advocate here, but like...
Ego to me is still part of the head.
Yeah.
If it's your head,
Do you ever have those moments where there are two voices and you go, which one's the right
I have
one?
about 7. I don't just have 2. It's just, you can feel it. And meditate.
The heart's reoccurring and it feels like love.
Yeah,
when
and when I
speaks,
get
it
really
feels
confused,
like
as I
love.
said, I just throw my runes out. It gives me the answer I'm looking for.
Yeah.
We've all got ways. I'll pick up a Buddha book and just open it at a point where it's giving me the answer for that moment.
Yeah. And it's just trusting it, isn't it?
It's
just learning
trusting
to
your heart.
trust.
It's always within your heart. All the answers within yourself, we just don't listen anymore.
And so I suppose the message is just listen.
The message is listen to yourself, not to your head, and not to the programs that people have put in your head.
Beautiful. Thank you for this, Derek.
More
and
than welcome.
thank you on behalf of everyone listening. And I can't wait to do a second interview after Rainbow to hear about
Anytime
all
you
the
like,
new
and
integration.
you're more than welcome.
You're
With
the
lots
best.
of love.
Thank you.